Ladies and gentlemen, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're walking down a smooth path, life's good, you're in your stride, and then bam, you trip, fall flat on your face. Now what happens? Some of you stay down there looking around embarrassed thinking, why me? Others, they dust themselves off, get back up and keep moving. The question isn't if you'll fall, it's why you fall. And here's the truth, every fall has a reason, and every reason has a purpose. Let me ask you this, have you ever met a successful person who didn't have a story of falling flat at some point? I haven't. You know why? Because falling is part of life, it's part of the design. You're not meant to glide through life without tripping. Falling is how you learn to walk stronger. And if you haven't fallen yet, buckle up, it's coming. But don't worry, because when you understand why you fall, you'll see it's not the end, it's the beginning. Now listen to me. Falling isn't failure, it's feedback. When you fall, life is teaching you something. Maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you need to watch your step. Maybe you need to take a different path altogether. But here's the good news, you're never down for good unless you decide to stay there. That fall is there to build you, to prepare you for what's next. So don't get stuck crying over spilled milk when you could be pouring a new glass. You see, falling doesn't just teach you, it shapes you. It builds your character. Think about the people you admire most. Are they the ones who've never faced hardship, or are they the ones who've fallen, taken their bruises, and kept moving? Falling humbles you, makes you appreciate the grind, and teaches you patience. You can't build strength without resistance, and you can't build character without challenges. Let me tell you something else, falling gives you perspective. Sometimes when life knocks you down, it's so you can see things from a different angle. When you're on the ground, you start noticing things you missed while you were standing tall. Maybe you've been chasing the wrong dream. Maybe you've been holding on to the wrong people. That fall can wake you up, make you rethink, and redirect you towards something greater. And don't even get me started on faith. Falling will test your faith like nothing else. When you're on top, it's easy to believe in yourself, in your dreams, in a higher purpose. But when you're down, when you've lost a job, when the bills are stacking up, when life doesn't make sense, that's when your faith is tested. Falling forces you to trust the process, to believe that this moment is temporary, and to keep pushing even when you don't see the full picture. Sometimes a fall is life's way of giving you a wake-up call. Let's be real, some of us get too comfortable. We settle for less than we deserve, stay in jobs we hate, and keep relationships that don't serve us. Then, boom, we fall. That fall isn't to punish you, it's to push you. It's life saying, enough is enough. Get up and go after what you're meant for, and you've got to listen to that. But here's the part one love most: falling sets up the comeback. Oh, why all aren't ready for this? Every great comeback story starts with a fall. Look at the people you admire, whether it's athletes, entrepreneurs, or anyone who's made it big. At some point, they hit rock bottom, and that rock bottom became the foundation for their success. Falling is not the end, it's the setup for your rise. It's the fuel for your fire, the start of your story. So why do we fall? We fall so we can learn, grow, and rise stronger. We fall to gain perspective, build faith, and find our true purpose. We fall so we can set up the greatest comebacks of our lives. And let me tell you something, you're not defined by your falls. You're defined by how you rise after them. If you're down right now, if life's knocked you on your back, I want you to know this, you've got two choices. You can stay down or you can get up. But here's the thing, as long as you can look up, you can get up. And when you get up, don't just get up the same, get up better, stronger, and more determined than ever. Because every fall is a setup for your next rise. That's why we fall. Falling is an essential part of growth. It may not feel like it in the moment, but every stumble, every failure, and every misstep is an opportunity to become better, stronger, and wiser. Life is not a straight, smooth road. It's filled with twists, turns, and obstacles that will trip you up along the way. And that's okay. Falling is not a sign of weakness. It's proof that you're moving forward, pushing boundaries, and taking risks. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the discomfort of falling, in the moments when you have to pick yourself back up and try again. When you fall, you learn things that success could never teach you. Falling teaches you humility because it reminds you that you're human and that perfection isn't possible. It shows you that it's okay to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, and to not have all the answers. This humility is what opens the door for growth because it makes you willing to listen, to learn, and to change. Falling teaches you about resilience. It's easy to keep going when everything's going well, but the real test of your character is how you respond when things go wrong. Every time you fall and get back up, you're building the mental and emotional muscles you need to handle life's challenges. Growth through falling often happens in ways we don't immediately recognize. You might think of a fall as a setback, but in reality, it's a setup for your next breakthrough. Falling forces you to take a closer look at what went wrong and why. Maybe you need to refine your strategy, develop new skills, or change your approach. Maybe the fall is telling you to pause, reflect, and adjust your direction. Whatever the lesson, falling provides the clarity and insight you need to move forward in a better, more purposeful way. Falling also pushes you out of your comfort zone. Let's be honest, growth and comfort don't go hand in hand. If you never fall, it probably means you're not challenging yourself enough. You're not reaching for anything beyond what's safe and familiar. But falling, that's a sign that you're trying, that you're stretching yourself, that you're daring to go after something bigger. Falling is what happens when you step into uncharted territory, and it's in that territory that real growth takes place. Think about the most successful people in any field. None of them got to where they are without falling along the way. They took risks, they made mistakes, and they experienced failures. But instead of letting those falls define them, they used them as stepping stones to grow and improve. The same is true for you. Falling is not an end point, it's a starting point. It's where growth begins. It's where you discover your strength, refine your purpose, and prepare yourself for the next level. So when you fall, don't be discouraged. Don't see it as a reason to give up. Instead, see it for what it really is, a chance to grow. Falling is a teacher, a guide, and a necessary part of your journey. Without it, there is no progress. Without it, there is no transformation. Falling is not the opposite of growth, it is the foundation of growth. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to rise higher than you ever thought possible. Falling builds character in ways that success never can. When everything is going smoothly, when the path is clear and there are no obstacles in sight, it's easy to feel confident and strong. But the real test of who you are comes when life knocks you down. It's in those moments when things don't go your way, when you feel the sting of failure or the weight of disappointment, that your true character is shaped. Falling isn't just about hitting the ground, it's about discovering who you are when you're there and deciding who you'll become when you get back up. Falling forces you to confront parts of yourself you might otherwise ignore. It reveals your patience or lack of it. It exposes how you handle pressure, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. When you fall, you're faced with a choice: stay down and let the fall define you, or rise and use the experience to refine you. Each time you choose to rise, you strengthen your character. You become more resilient, more determined, and more capable of facing whatever life throws your way. Humility is one of the greatest gifts that falling gives. When you're on top, it's easy to think you've got it all figured out, to believe that you're untouchable. But a fall reminds you of your humanity. It strips away the illusions of perfection and shows you that no one is exempt from challenges, mistakes, or setbacks. This humility is not a weakness, it's a strength. It keeps you grounded, teaches you to value the journey, and helps you appreciate the people and experiences that support your growth. Falling teaches you to be kind to yourself and to others, because everyone stumbles at some point. Falling also teaches perseverance. It's easy to keep going when the road is smooth, but it's the falls that test your commitment. Do you give up at the first sign of difficulty, or do you dig deep and keep pushing forward? Each fall is an opportunity to build your perseverance, to prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think, and to develop the tenacity to keep moving toward your goals, no matter how many obstacles you face. Over time, this perseverance becomes a core part of who you are, a character trait that will carry you through life's toughest challenges. Falling shapes your perspective. It helps you see the value in hard work, the importance of preparation, and the power of learning from your mistakes. It reminds you that success isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey and the person you become along the way. When you fall and get back up, you carry the lessons with you, and those lessons are what help you succeed in the future. They give you the wisdom to make better decisions, the strength to face bigger challenges, and the courage to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. Ultimately, falling builds a kind of character that can't be shaken. It makes you stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. It equips you with the tools you need to navigate life's ups and downs and to inspire others to do the same. When you fall, don't see it as a failure. See it as a chance to grow into the person you're meant to be. Character isn't built in the moments when life is easy. It's built in the moments when you rise after a fall. That's the beauty of it. Every stumble is an opportunity to become better, and every fall is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Falling gives you perspective in a way that nothing else can. When you're riding high, when everything seems to be going your way, it's easy to get caught up in the momentum and lose sight of what really matters. But when life knocks you down, when you're faced with failure, disappointment, or an unexpected setback, it forces you to see things from a different angle. Falling has a way of stripping away distractions and illusions, helping you focus on what's truly important. It may not feel like it at the time, but falling can be one of life's greatest teachers. When you fall, you're given the chance to reflect. You start to ask questions you may not have considered before. Why did this happen? What can I learn from this? What do I need to change? These moments of self-reflection can lead to profound clarity. Falling forces you to examine your choices, your priorities, and your path. Maybe you were chasing the wrong goals, pursuing something that didn't align with your true purpose. Maybe you were so focused on success that you overlooked the things that really bring you joy and fulfillment. A fall can be a wake-up call, a reminder to realign your actions with your values and to focus on what truly matters. Perspective also comes from the humility that falling brings. When you're on top, it's easy to think you're invincible, that you don't need anyone's help, or that you have all the answers. But a fall reminds you that you're human, that no one is immune to challenges, and that success isn't guaranteed. This humility opens your eyes to the struggles of others and helps you develop empathy and compassion. It teaches you to appreciate the support you've received and to recognize the importance of community and connection. Falling can also help you see the opportunities hidden in the challenges. When you're on the ground, you have a different vantage point. You start to notice things you couldn't see before. Maybe the path you were on wasn't the best one for you. Maybe there's a better way forward, a new approach, or an unexpected opportunity that you wouldn't have discovered if you hadn't fallen. Perspective is about seeing the bigger picture, about understanding that a fall isn't the end of the story, it's just a chapter in a much larger narrative. Moreover, falling helps you gain gratitude. When you're at the top, it's easy to take things for granted, but when you fall, you start to appreciate the small victories, the lessons learned, and the growth that comes from adversity. You begin to understand that even the hard moments have value and that every experience, no matter how painful, has something to teach you. Ultimately, falling changes the way you see yourself and the world around you. It helps you realize that success isn't about never falling, it's about how you rise after each fall. It's about the lessons you take with you, the wisdom you gain, and the resilience you build. Falling shifts your focus from the destination to the journey, reminding you that the setbacks and struggles are just as important as the victories. Perspective is what turns a fall into a stepping stone, what transforms failure into growth, and what helps you keep moving forward with clarity, purpose, and strength. Falling tests your faith in ways that nothing else can. When life is smooth and everything is going according to plan, faith seems easy. You believe in yourself, your goals, and maybe even in a higher purpose without much effort. But when you fall, when the plans unravel, when the unexpected happens, and when nothing makes sense, that's when your faith is truly put to the test. Falling forces you to confront the doubts and fears that creep in when life isn't going your way. It challenges you to hold on to hope and trust the process, even when you can't see the full picture. When you're in the midst of a fall, it can feel like the world is against you. You might question why it's happening or wonder if you'll ever recover. It's in these moments that faith becomes critical. Faith isn't about denying the difficulty of your situation. It's about believing that there's something greater waiting on the other side of it. It's the voice inside you that says, this is not the end. You're not done yet. Keep going. Falling doesn't just test your faith, it strengthens it. It's easy to believe when life is good, but when you believe in the middle of a storm, that's when faith becomes real and unshakable. Falling pushes you to trust in timing and purpose. Sometimes what feels like a setback is actually a setup for something greater. You may not see it right away, but every fall happens for a reason. It might be to redirect you, to teach you, or to prepare you for what's next. Faith is about trusting that there's a plan even when you don't have all the details. It's about believing that every fall has a purpose and that the struggles you're facing now are shaping you for something bigger and better in the future. Falling also reminds you to have faith in yourself. When you're on the ground, it's easy to feel defeated, to question your abilities, and to doubt your worth. But faith means believing in your capacity to rise, even when it feels impossible. It's about trusting that you have the strength, resilience, and determination to overcome whatever challenges come your way. Each time you fall and get back up, you reinforce this belief in yourself. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Faith during a fall also teaches you to let go of control. Sometimes we fall because we're holding on too tightly to how we think life should be. Falling forces us to release that grip and surrender to the unknown. It's about accepting that you won't always have all the answers, and that's okay. Faith is trusting that even when things feel out of your control, they're still working out for your good. It's about finding peace in the uncertainty and knowing that the fall is just part of the journey. Ultimately, falling strengthens your faith in ways that nothing else can. It deepens your belief in your ability to rise, your trust in the process, and your connection to a purpose greater than yourself. It teaches you that setbacks are not the end of your story, they're a part of it. And with faith, every fall becomes an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to rise higher than you ever thought possible. Falling teaches us about resilience in a way that no other experience can. Resilience is not something we are born with it's something we develop through life's challenges, especially through the moments when we stumble and fall. Falling forces us to confront adversity head on. It demands that we find the strength within ourselves to rise again, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against us. Every time we fall and get back up, we build a layer of resilience, preparing ourselves for future challenges and showing ourselves what we are truly capable of overcoming. Resilience is about learning to endure discomfort without losing sight of your goals. When you fall, it's easy to feel defeated, to question your abilities, or to want to give up entirely. But resilience is what keeps you moving forward. It's that inner voice that whispers, you've been through tough times before, and you made it through. You can do it again. Each fall becomes a stepping stone, a lesson in persistence, and a reminder that you're stronger than you realize. The more you fall and rise, the more unshakable your resolve becomes. Falling also teaches us to adapt. When life doesn't go as planned, resilience means finding new ways to approach the situation. It's about being flexible enough to adjust your strategy and keep going, even if it means taking a completely different path. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship, it's about using those hardships to grow stronger and more resourceful. Every fall presents an opportunity to reassess, rethink, and rebuild. It forces you to tap into your creativity and resourcefulness, showing you that there is always another way forward. Falling helps you develop emotional resilience too. Life's falls can bring feelings of disappointment, frustration, and even heartbreak. But resilience is about looking beyond the present moment and understanding that every fall is temporary. It's about keeping your eyes on the horizon and trusting that the struggle you're facing now is shaping you for a brighter future. Resilient people see setbacks not as permanent failures, but as part of the journey. They understand that growth often comes from the most difficult experiences and that every fall is an opportunity to rise stronger than before. Ultimately, falling reminds us of our ability to endure and thrive. Resilience is what transforms a fall from a moment of defeat into a powerful story of recovery and strength. It's what keeps us moving forward, even when the road is tough, and what gives us the courage to face challenges head on. Falling teaches us that we are not defined by how many times we fall, but by how many times we rise. And with each rise, our resilience grows, preparing us for the next chapter of our journey and showing us that no obstacle is too great to overcome. Falling opens the door to discovering our true purpose in life. Many of us go through life on autopilot, simply following the path that's been laid out for us or pursuing what we think we should be doing. But falling forces us to pause and reevaluate. It gives us the space to reflect on who we really are, what we truly want, and why we're doing what we're doing. When things go wrong, when we stumble or fail, it's an invitation to get in touch with our deeper selves and realign with our true purpose. Falling often strips away the distractions and false beliefs that cloud our judgment. It forces us to confront the reality of where we are and why we're there. Sometimes we find that the things we've been chasing aren't truly fulfilling us or leading us toward our real calling. The moment of falling is a powerful opportunity to reassess everything, the goals we've set, the path we've been following, and the direction our lives are taking. It gives us the clarity to see if we're on the right path, or if it's time to pivot and try something different. It's in the midst of a fall that we often uncover our deepest passions. When things aren't going as planned, when we've lost our footing, we're forced to dig deep and find the strength within ourselves. This process often reveals what we're truly passionate about, the things that excite us, that bring us joy, or that we've always dreamed of doing but we're too afraid to pursue. Falling allows us to get in touch with what matters most, stripping away the superficial and showing us what is really important. This newfound clarity can be a guiding light, helping us shift focus and align our actions with our true purpose. Moreover, falling often opens the door to discovering new talents and capabilities we didn't know we had. When you fall, you're forced to push yourself harder, try new things, and think outside the box. This process of adaptation can lead to personal growth that we didn't anticipate. Sometimes we only discover our true capabilities when we are faced with adversity. The struggle forces us to develop new skills, adopt a new mindset, and uncover hidden strengths. In those moments of falling, we might realize that we have qualities and abilities that we were unaware of, qualities that can lead us toward fulfilling our life's purpose. Falling also teaches us that our true purpose often lies in the lessons we learn from our struggles. When everything is going well, it's easy to overlook the depth of our experiences, but when we fall, we're forced to learn, grow, and adapt. We learn how to rise, how to deal with setbacks, how to handle disappointment, and how to keep going despite the challenges. These lessons are often exactly what we need to fulfill our true purpose. They shape our character, enhance our resilience, and guide us to a place where we can offer something meaningful to the world. Ultimately, falling is not a detour from your purpose, it's part of the journey toward it. It's through the falls that we gain the wisdom, the clarity, and the strength to step into our true calling. Life struggles help us shed the layers that keep us from being our authentic selves, revealing our purpose and giving us the courage to pursue it. Without falling, we might never realize the depth of our potential or the true significance of our journey. It's in the falling and the rising that we discover who we are meant to be.